Hey everyone, Paul here from TabletopGamer.com, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to magnetize one of my heavy warjacks for the Khador army. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to magnetize the arms. So this is basically what I've done here is I've taken a 3/8 drill bit and I've drilled out the hole here. Because this side here has a little bit of glue because I ripped off the arms after gluing them, but essentially these magnets here, let's see if I can focus on that. Okay, so this is a 3/8 inch by 1/16 inch magnet. And basically what I figured is, since the hole is almost big enough, I was going to put it right there, mount that in there, except the hole is just a little bit too small. So basically I just took a 3/8 inch drill, but this is not a 3/8 inch, it's hooked up to my drill right now, but essentially I just took a 3/8 inch drill bit and just drilled it out on this side. When you're doing that, just make sure you don't go too far. You want to have a good depth, but not too far. So now if I take that magnet, you can see that it fits right in there perfectly. And there's a little bit of room, so it's not completely flush. I made it deeper like that because with this piece here, where the shoulder joins, I want this to be flush, so I don't want there to be a gap in between where the two magnets come together. Now on this side, unfortunately, the way that the ball joint in the shoulder here hooks up, there isn't a lot of plastic here between these two parts, so I couldn't drill it far enough to get another 3/8 inch magnet. So I couldn't, like, these are the 3/8 inch ones. It's too, whoops, it's too it would stick out too much by doing that. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one size smaller, which is the 1/4 inch. If I could just peel it off here. This is hard to do with one hand. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount it like this. Okay, and then essentially, so I'm going to crazy glue that in there, or super glue that in there, and then so this part will be just a little, it'll stick out just a little bit. It won't be exactly flush, it'll just stick out just a bit, but that's okay because I have a little bit of free play here. In fact, I probably drilled this a little bit too far, maybe a millimeter too far, but that's okay, it'll still stick, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna pause the video now. I'm gonna glue these in there and we'll see how it looks. Okay. Hey guys, so while I'm waiting for this the glue to dry on this one, there's a small one, there's the one, so those are going to go together. I'm not going to touch them together until the glue is completely dry, otherwise the magnet will probably just pull right out of there. Now what I did is I drilled out this side, and oops, so I drilled out this side, and so now I'm going to put another magnet in here. Now one thing to keep in mind when you're putting another magnet there, see how those two, that's another one that just slid in there and stuck itself to that one. So when I'm putting another magnet in here, one thing to keep in mind is you'll want to make sure that you have the polarity of the magnet so that the two of them are attracting each other through the middle here instead of repelling each other. So that'll help you to keep both of those inside, besides being glued in there. But you don't want them to be pushing outwards against each other. So if you set up the polarity right, you can have both of the magnets kind of pulling themselves towards the middle of this thing to keep it in there a lot tighter. And then you just have to make sure that when you put on the arm, the second arm, so when you put the second arm on, you just have to make sure that you take this part and match up the polarity so that it'll actually stick, not repel. By the way, on this thing, so this is what it normally looks like when you get the Heavy Warjacks. It has like a thing like this, and you normally put glue here and you glue it in there. So basically what I did to do this is, first of all, I just shaved off this part with hobby knife. Although I bet you could probably just do it with the drill. I shaved it off first, and then I used the drill bit to drill the hole, just like that. But I think for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try drilling it without shaving it off and see how that works. Okay, so I'm going to do that now, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, so it looks like the glue has finished drying on this side. I've glued the arm back to this side here. So basically now it just goes like that. And there we go. So one arm is already magnetized. So this way I can pose him and pose that arm in pretty much any. Also makes it easier to, if you're going to put it away to store it, like you can have it like this kind of pose, but if you need to put it in a bag or store it in a foam bag or whatever, you can just fold it down and it takes up less space. So there we go, that side's magnetized. So this side I tried drilling first without cutting it off, but then I ended up finding that it was easier to just cut it off with the hobby knife. So I did that. The hole is still not quite, I have to drill it a little bit more to get the small magnet in there. And then I have to put in the larger magnet in here, and then we will be done. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll come back. Alright, so I finished gluing, I glued this side now, put the magnet in there, glued it in there. And then I put the smaller magnet on this side. And basically it just fits on like that. And there's no gaps this way, and it works perfectly. Sticks in there really well. It's definitely strong enough. I wasn't sure if it was going to be strong enough with the small magnet and the big one, but it works perfectly fine. So it stays whatever position, and you can take them off, but it holds on in there pretty strong. So there you go. That's how you magnetize a Khador Heavy Warjack. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video.